What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingDudes.com, and welcome back to another week of our Kentucky Derby Top 5. It's unbelievable. We're winding down for this segment. We started this way back in November, right after the Breeders' Cup. Here we are. We've got this week, we've got next week, and then it's Derby week after that, so it's crazy to think this thing is coming to an end. But without any further ado, let's go to the top 5 this week. I did make some changes. I really kind of reanalyzed everything, kind of falling into place now as we're done with the last preps, and I'm just gonna, just kind of, okay, this is it. We gotta have to make decisions here. Not quite yet, we gotta get those post draws, but still, it's getting to be where it's crunch time. All right, at number 5, without further ado, I put Practical Move back in the top 5. I rewatched all his races. I kind of analyzed it a little bit further. I still think this horse deserves to be in the top 5. I was probably a little harsh on him last week. I had him at 6. But he's still a top 5 prospect. I probably shouldn't have put him down that low last week. Put him up 5 this week. I still don't think the distance is going to be real good for him, but I do think he will hang around and at least be a part of things down the stretch. So at number 5, I will put Practical Move this week. At number 4, and here's my biggest change, I put Angel of Empire in the top 5 this week at number 4, replacing Kingsbarns. And so I'm still kind of high on Kingsbarns. I still got him as a top 6, 7 prospect, but I think it's saying something, that Flavien Prat has chose to ride Angel of Empire over Kingsbarns. And it's not the end of the world. I think a very talented rider will get aboard Kingsbarns at some point. We don't know yet who that's going to be. But for the meantime, though, Angel of Empire, it's a vote of confidence that Flavien Prat is going to stay aboard and ride this horse. So I thought I'll put him at number 4 this week. He's a horse that should like 1.25 miles. I wouldn't say skeptical. I think he's really good. I'm skeptical that he is the absolute top that it's going to take to win the Kentucky Derby, but going to like 1.25 miles. He keeps his jockey. That's enough for me. I'll put him at number 4. Number 3, Derma Sotogake this week for me. I had him at number 2. I dropped him down to number 3. Again, I kind of think maybe I was a little hard on Forte. After watching replays, kind of doing some more research, maybe Forte should be up there a little bit higher than what I had him. Stay tuned there for that one. But Derma Sotogake, I still think is very dangerous. I'll keep him in the top 5 and, in the top 3. I'll have him number 3 here. This horse has done a lot of really nice running overseas. The Japanese horses are doing very well all over the world. Probably going to come over here and run a good race, if not this year, soon. So I like Derma Sotogake at number 3. At number 2, I moved Forte back up to number 2 this week. He had been my number 1 horse all the way since November. Kind of jumped off of him and put him at number 3 last week. Moved him up to 2 this week. Look, the horse has really not done a whole lot wrong as far as, finding the winner's circle. It's won 5 straight races and has looked very good. Now, the numbers don't look great, but, numbers aren't everything. Visually, kind of seems like he's leveled out. He's kind of the same horse he was, at least in my opinion, as a 2-year-old. Maybe he'll prove me wrong in the Kentucky Derby, but he doesn't really have to, because if he is as good as he was as a 2-year-old, and if he runs the race he ran in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, he's probably fast enough to win this race. So we'll keep him at number 2, or we'll put him, raise him up one notch, number 2 this week. Still have a lot of respect for Forte. All right, and at number 1, I'm keeping Tapit Trice at number 1, guys. I think he has just been the horse is progressing. I think he's getting better and better with each race. I think his best race is still ahead of him, and that's usually the type of race that it takes to win the Kentucky Derby. Look, I think Verifying fired a huge race in the Bluegrass, and Tapit Trice was able to go beat him. And I think there's not a lot of horses that could have done that in this particular crop, including maybe Forte. I don't know if he could have got him or not. That would have been very interesting to see. But Tapit Trice, number 1 for me. He's going to, if he gets an inside post, I think he's in big trouble. I wouldn't be shocked at all if I don't have him on top when the day actually gets here. But as of right now, I think he's the most talented horse. I think he draws well. I think he's the one to beat in the Kentucky Derby. So I'll put Tapit Trice for the 2nd straight week at number 1. All right, let's review as we've, like I said, wind down the season here. Number 5, Practical Move. Number 4, Angel of Empire. Number 3, Derma Sotogake. Number 2, Forte. Number 1, Tapit Trice. All right, guys, thanks everybody for watching this video. We'll be back next week with another video. We'll see if there's any defections. I don't, who knows? There might be. You never can really. I almost said I don't expect them, but That's the point. I mean, you don't expect them to ever happen, and well, they do. So we'll see if there's any defections, and if so, we will update this list. And or if I kind of have a change of heart about something, I'll update the list as well. And we'll be back next week. All right, hit the like button if you like it. Hit subscribe if you really like our content. Want to get alerted anytime we do any kind of videos. And we'll see you next week.
RacingDudes.com is your home for the best free picks for every race, every track across the country. We're ramping up for the 2023 Kentucky Derby, and we want you to join us in the fun. Subscribe to Racing Dudes YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Want to make money betting horses? Bet with the Racing Dudes.